out around the moon, came back on the 31st, and there was some instrumentation out of a group on Luxembourg, which is great, and I wish they do more of it. But what I sort of see in it, and I don't know it'd be interesting to see how many of you are like Chinese nationals versus US citizens, but I would like to see more private industry there, because what China's kind of doing right now is kind of recreating all the kind of bad government space programs just in a more condensed period of time. It's very expensive stuff, and I think that the country, and although they're learning a lot, and they're going to probably land a man on the moon and do all sorts of the great things, if they enabled the private sector to really to flourish there. Maybe it's a little too uncontrolled at this point, but you know, we've seen a lot of things on the digital side happening in China, so I would love to sort of see a commercial space renaissance, not just the government driving it.
I want to say one more thing here that's very interesting. We are finding that the governments may not agree with each other, but entrepreneurship has absolutely no boundaries. The capital is not patriotic. Right? Entrepreneurs are not patriotic. They go wherever the money is. So you're finding the entrepreneurs around the world are working together to solve a problem. So for example, at Moon Express, one of our biggest investors is Tencent, which is a company out of China, because they believe they are a great business people and they see the opportunity in space. They don't really associate themselves with the government. They're saying the entrepreneurs of the world can go out there and solve those problems. So the companies like Autodesk and the Tencent, some of the biggest entrepreneurs and the business people, we are putting it together to do what needs to be done. So when you go up in the space, you see no boundaries. There is no geographical boundaries when you look at Earth. The boundaries are created by us as humans and especially the politicians. The capital is not patriotic. It goes wherever it's needed, wherever it's most profitable. So you're going to get the money from all over the world when you create something that's worth doing.
I gotta jump in. Yeah. Paulo talked about collaboration, though, and in space, due to the security restrictions, there's not a lot of collaboration, though, in between companies sometimes because of maybe ITAR restrictions and just transparency. And I would love to see more transparency, because sometimes it's difficult to gauge, is this legitimate or is this Kool-Aid? Or maybe I've seen certain companies, and I'll say there's one here on this table, I would love to see get together with a certain company also based at the Mojave Airport and provide some engines for. But sometimes these things are just not meant to be. I can accept that, but I think there should be a lot more collaboration.
On the government side in the U.S., I give a lot of credit to NASA. I don't think that where we are right now would be the case if it were not for NASA enabling the commercial industry. I really think that commercial aviation is a great analog to spaceflight. It was through pure, blood, sweat,